Hi Taurus, my name is Camille and you're going to be watching your February 2019 reading, and this is Millennial Tarot. Before we get into the cards, I just wanted to say that I am always running a $10 special. So if you resonate with this reading and you want more, or you do not resonate at all, even more of an invitation to get more insight into your specific situation. I will leave my website below. You can go through the motions of that and check out what else I'm offering and selling on my website, and hit me up there, or you could just hit me up directly through my email, which I will leave below. So that's pretty much my spiel. I'm going to shuffle the cards this way because my wrist really hurts and see what is coming up for Taurus this month, February. Okay, that feels good. Give it a few more shakes. Wow. Almost identical to what Pisces had. I feel complete there. I'm not going to pull a clarifying card. All right, you came up in your bottom of the deck. Big deal, big deal, big deal. That's the Hierophant, Major Arcana Taurus. Coming into this reading with the energies of the Five of Wands, moving into a present February position of the King of Wands, ending off here, Major Arcana Leo, Strength. Okay, so a lot of Taurans, are getting less and less tolerant of distractions. And what are distractions? Here, distractions aren't like, I'm just going to rub some stones. Crystals, rather. Distractions aren't like I'm on my phone, I'm on the TV. It's not like multitasking type of distractions. These are major flashing sirens and alarms of people, situations, things and thoughts and patterns and behaviors that are so distracting for you and that you need to leave behind. And there's this element of having put up with someone or something that you now see as a distraction. And so what does that mean? That means around the Leo eclipse that we had, the very last one that we had, the full moon, blood moon, it always coincides with this period of finding things out and finding truth in a situation or realizing something and getting the full story. Let's want to see something real quick. Okay. And getting the full story. For a lot of people, it was a tower moment. You know, all the fixed signs were hit by it stronger because Leo is your fellow fixed sign, fixed fire. You guys are fixed earth. So when something happens in one axis, one fixed axis of your chart, it reverberates. So this could have been, especially because you're coming up as the Hierophant here, this could have been a big come to Jesus moment where you finally, after some time, or it doesn't matter how you classify it, but you finally realized a person, a thing, probably those two, but it could also be a behavior, a thought pattern, was just a massive distraction. And you realize you no longer want to bring them on your journey. They no longer are worthy of your time, it or they or he or she, if it's a situation or a person. And the way that you found out was because of there was this collapse of communication. There was a collapse of politeness. There was a collapse of congeniality. And Taurus is being Venus ruled, being the most fixed sign, being the most peaceful sign to me. Capacity for peace is on fleek with Taurus. No one's saying on fleek anymore, so block that out. But the capacity for peace in the Taurus archetype is major because you guys are fixed earth, just downloaded solid rock. And so there may have been a real battle within yourself, or a real discomfort and having to fight this person off and having to embroil yourself in this battle, having to be a part of drama, to be a part of gossip, to be a part of a collapse of communication. And the collapse of congeniality is when things reach a head, we can no longer deal with them politely. We can no longer say, hey, can you please stop doing that? Or hey, I would like it if that ended. Or hey, would you please stop treating me this way? It got to a point with a lot of Taurans where you became the bull in the china shop, the proverbial bull. And you needed to shake things up, because what happens when you shake things up, what sticks, what stays, becomes way more apparent. And so for a lot of you guys, there was a drama, there was a reckoning. Like I said, there was a come to Jesus moment with a person in your life, a situation. It could be a job or an entity, or if you're working with government entities, or you're just tired of something. For some of you, you could be tired of the government shutdown. Just the ways that this looks for you is manyfold. And so I want you to think of what is the thing in your life that has caused you so much frustration, and that around the time, January 21st, around the time of the Leo new moon, you just reached ahead and you're like, I'm tired of this. You're either going to deal with the situation, deal with the person, you're just getting to a place of rage within yourself generally, and you're like, no more. Enough is enough. This collapse of peace, because the disharmony and the unease that you were allowing to run rampant in your life in one situation, in many situations with one people or many persons, enough is enough. And so you had to do this thing. The Five of Swords is, Five of Wands is this fighting energy. It's chaos. It's fire being spent. It's fire breathing. It's just heat and passions rising and anger. And the Five of Wands, differently than how I interpret it for Pisces, because it feels different here, the Five of Wands means that this presence in your life, this distracting energy, is so beneath you. It's a petty card, petty skirmishes, petty energy. And so I'm getting for you that what you are leaving behind, or what just reached ahead, was so beneath you, so immature. So then we move here into the King. And just like with Pisces, look at the optics here. Look at how you're staring into this. This is the enough is enough energy. You can even see on his face how kind of fed up and angry he is. Light a fire under a bowl and watch it go. Bulls can be the most placid and peaceful creatures until you brand it with that stoke and that flame. And then it's just like, no, 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 no. And then you just run, and things need to change, and things need to happen, and things need to break. And that's fine. That's life. That's wabi-sabi. Things that are broken, things that are imperfect, then become the way that our lives become more beautiful. And this King of Wands energy is that focus on what needs to change, that focus on that's not going to happen anymore. And it's this reverence, this is graduation from this Five of Wands energy, these distractions that are really beneath you, into coming into yourself, into coming into a kingly place, this place of reverence and respect, where you respect yourself enough to notice who and what does not respect you. And the way you had to get rid of it was disturbing and disarming, because for a lot of you, you had to be out of pocket about it. Or someone was out of pocket against you, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be treated that way. And so there's this anger and rage with this King of Wands, but there's also this single-minded focus and this really brilliant way that we focus all our energy on one thing at the expense of other things sometimes, to get to this place of search and destroy, so that we can, and being really diligent about that, so that we can arise and be in this more peaceful place, and be in this place of, okay, what's here is here, and what I had to let go, I had to be let go of. They weren't fighting on my behalf. Maybe I wasn't fighting on my behalf. It was a war. It was a battle. It's over. It was ugly. It was nasty. And it had to be done. Search and destroy. So now that you can have your peace. And then we end off here into Strength card Leo. So this is why I think the Leo eclipse really ignited this flame. Really was this enough is enough. And I want to really reiterate, it doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be a situation. It could be you mad at your own self. It could be you looking at your life, seeing the dead end, approaching and being like, no, enough is enough. And maybe using that anger and that passion and fire against yourself to get yourself up, to get yourself to change. Taurus is mad stubborn. It could have been an internal thing. So I want to be gracious and generous with how this looks. And then this Leo card, the Strength card, not only is a card of peace and a card of infinitude, just like the Magician, we have this infinity sign. It's like anything's possible now because you ignited that passion, you ignited that rage, you got rid of these distractions, and now you can set the foundation for having so many more brighter opportunities. The Strength card also represents who you become after dealing with this. The strength you had to endure it for so long. Taurus has this, I don't want to say it's a downside, but you have this maladaptive quality, because I'm a Taurus moon, and I do this as well, to stick with things that aren't working just because you want to stick with them, and just because there's a fear of not wanting to leave. And so the strength that you endure, the strength that you have to find and in that, to put up with something for so long, even though it's annoying and frustrating, ends up in the end being your best trait, because now you got the muscles to flex. You dealt with that. And moving forward, you know how to deal with it should it come up again. It's also just a card of peace, of taming the beast within us or in other people or in life from this place of inner peace, from this place of so as within, so without. So as I command an inner peace, so does life become more peaceful. And then these ferocious beasts, these lions, these fights, these distractions, this drama, they bow to you. Because they're no longer worthy of you and because you're no longer in that space where they're going to get you down. That's strength. Tenacity to keep moving forward. Bottom of the deck here is Hierophant. Taurus, when you come up in your own reading, it's even more of an emphasis on a new chapter starting or ending, cycles closing and ending. I was telling Aquarius, these are fated times, my friends. Eclipse seasons are fated times. Whatever happened to you in January, good or bad, keep it close to your heart and know that it's going to change your life for the better. Right under the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, things moving in your favor. End of a chapter. 10. 5 here, Taurus. 5 of Wands. Hierophant is a card of emotional substance. It's a card of order, of structure. Out from this drama now with these two major arcana paired side by side, and with this major arcana promising life opening up in our favor, we build solidly in the direction that we want. We create a dogma for our own life that we want to ascribe to. From this situation, you may have noticed things needed to change within your own operations. So the Hierophant and the Strength card helping you to build your own, build your own sense of structure, your own sense of identity, your own sense of order out of what happened into what you want to now see your life become. You know, the Hierophant of emotional is this emotional substance. It's this moral internal compass that is forever ticking. And especially because it's Taurus coming up in your own reading, it's this invitation to really get serious and to get intentional about what your moral limits are and what you're going to take and what you're going to stand for, and to let that guide your way forward. Hierophant is also institutions, the way things have always been done. And so to invite yourself to change the way things have always been done for you. Taurus, I'm not saying that you need to fundamentally change your life, and one of your strong suits is your inflexibility, your ability to withstand change when everyone else kind of like flops around. And so this is about building a new structure for your life, building a more self-respecting structure in your life where moving forward, you're not being asked to change, you're just being asked to replant your feet on a different foundation. So this isn't saying that, oh, Taurus, you need to be flexible and you need to completely unearth what it is that you want in your life, or you need to completely just bend at the will of the way things happen. The Hierophant is coming in to say you need to change, but use that change as a solid fixture and foundation moving forward. Once again, how have things always been done? And how do you want things to be done in the future? So this is all about a February, a reading of coming into your own emotional strength, coming into your own strength as a person. You know, a lot of these readings are about, because eclipses tend to rapidly take things away or rapidly show you the gross parts of your life, the rot in your life. And so these readings, and this reading in particular for you, is this invitation to really build up your life in a way that's going to be self-respecting. And the Hierophant is self-respecting. People look up to him. He has the answers. He creates the foundation on which your life can be lived from a more just place, where this was unjust, where you had to, you know, come out of pocket and be angry and be all these things. The Hierophant now commands, and the Strength card now commands this inner peace to be like, that's over with. What have I learned from it? How will I use that as pavement to build my life in this direction and to come in this place of peace, understanding, and wisdom about that? So this is my reading for you, Taurus. I hope that it has given you any peace and clarity about your situation. If there's anything I want to say more, it is that what left you, what you had to fight for or fight against or fight with, what Taurus is all about taste. What was distasteful about what happened here? Know that it needed to leave. Know that it needed to happen, and that life will open up for you in much grander ways. And to not really, because Taurus can be shaken when they have to be angry, because out of all signs, your anger is the most palpable. So you could have even unnerved yourself. And to calm yourself, to calm your nerves, knowing that that needed to happen. It needed to happen. And so that is what I can offer you. So I hope this has been great. I hope that if this resonates or does not resonate, you reach out to me and get something more tailored to your specific situation. But until then, I will see you in March. Take care. Be well.